I'm live. Woo! Sorry, it's been a minute since I was live. Oh, sorry, it's so late. I just felt like jumping on. I was a little excited about my bourbon haul. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm not quite ready to go to bed. So what's Izzo been up to? I don't even know. Still got a kitchen I'm trying to finish, and then and there's things beyond my control that are making it take long. But some of it's my fault too. So it's always partially my fault. It's all good. I'll own it. So I need to shout out huge to Lynette and Bill. They gave me this kickin' hat. That was very kind of them. That's what I do. I fix stuff and I know things. And that is accurate. But also sometimes I break things. And sometimes I don't know things. But I always act like I know stuff. So that can get me in trouble sometimes, though. Oh, we have a watcher. Please feel free to shout out in the chat, whoever you are. So I got a kitchen that I need to finish, but for 2 weeks I need to pause on that kitchen. Unfortunately, the kitchen is a very good friend of mine and is a very patient and understanding person and realizes there's things we're waiting for. Like the stuff we're waiting for that kitchen won't get here till late next week, not this week, the following week. Oh, we got a like. Thank you, whoever did that. So we're waiting on stuff there to finish, and I'm gonna probably on some evenings go pick at that kitchen just so that way she feels good about her kitchen moving forward, and I feel less bad about her kitchen not moving as fast as I want. I've got a time frame. I've got 2 weeks where I got to work on my sister's house. There's reasons there, and I won't get into it because that's her business and Izzo's sister. I haven't talked to her about if she wants herself known on my channel, so I can't talk about the reasons why I have to work on her house for 2 weeks, but I have to work on her house for 2 weeks. We're at the apartment, we're at the kitchen, because Mrs. Izzo is out on business, so I am a bachelor until she's back. But I'm pretty good about cleaning up and making sure it doesn't look like a bachelor lived in the apartment. Oh, whoever was here left, but they left a like, so thank you for that. So I'll go ahead and show you my haul of what I did. I may as well just start with the fancy one first. And you may have seen the short where I talked about this, but I found another bottle of this. But this time I did not pay the extravagantly overpriced markup that people put on it. So actually this weekend I found 2 of those. One person was selling it for $300, and the other guy, whether it was by accident or on purpose, sold it to me for retail, which with tax is $75. So don't I feel foolish about buying that first bottle. But I'm still not disappointed that I bought that first bottle. I didn't know if I'd ever find one in the wild, so now I did. And that was a good lesson, and I'm going to try to be patient with stuff. The other interesting thing about this is it does say... Where's it at? Batch 2. Right here after 97 proof, it says batch 2. So I need to go look at my other one, and it's possible that I have 2 different batches, which of course then we'll have to taste them together. So Eagle Rare, I want to say the retail on it, it's like high 30s, low 40s. So whenever I find one in the wild that's $60 or less, I buy it just because it's a good pour. I'm not usually disappointed with Eagle Rare. So Michigan had that in for $60. Okay, Michigan, unlike Ohio, doesn't seem to have a problem stocking Buffalo Trace. So for the 4 days that I was out doing, volunteer construction work, I was hosted by a couple. They put me up in their guest room so that way I didn't have to spend money on a hotel room while I was doing volunteer work. And so I took a bottle of my Buffalo Trace to give them as a gift, not realizing how easy it would be for them to get. But it's the kind of gift that, Buffalo Trace wasn't on their radar, so they were excited to get it. We busted it open together. We made some old fashions. So it was definitely worth it. But since Michigan has tons of this and it was at retail, I already replaced the one that I gave them. So So sometime we can do that. Well, and you may as well buy another 1.75 liter. If you're stocking up and Michigan has it all. So this little one, I don't think it's very fancy. Honestly, I don't remember what I paid for it. I don't see a sticker on it. So I see this weird can at the local liquor store, but it's red, and it's finished in apple brandy barrels. Or some sort of, it's like got apple flavor, and after that watershed that I didn't like, I'm like nervous of apple. So they had this brand in Michigan. There were several different flavors. I just went with the black bourbon. So, but it just cracks me up because I feel like I could put this on the shelf next to my paint thinner and my lacquer thinner, and it would kind of just blend in. So, maybe we'll try this tonight. We're gonna do 3 pours because I don't need to drink any more than that. Let's see, we got a Heaven and Hill bottle in bond. It's a little bit hard sometimes to find this in Ohio. I have a bottle already at the shop, and I have a friend that I believe this is one of his favorites, so I just wanted to buy it and give it to a buddy of mine. Of course, Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. I've decided I'm always going to have this around. This actually was my only whoops. I thought like it was way up high on a shelf. I thought I was buying a liter of this. This is only 750 milliliters, so I overpaid for this one. Fortunately, only by $10. But considering the savings I had on the Jack Daniels, that's fine. I was so excited to get that Jack Daniels 10 at that price that I went ahead and pulled the trigger on a Jack Daniels single barrel rye. I've heard good things about this, and that's easy to find locally. So that's another one we'll try tonight. So these are 2 of our pours. Now Blanton's. If you get it at retail, should be like $65, $67. Normally you see it for $150, $160 or more. So I did find a store, and they had a bunch of them. They were selling it for $100. So it's a little overpriced, but not very overpriced. And now, so I've got the S now. So I'm halfway through the bottles. I've got 4 corks. And we'll try this one too, because as I've probably mentioned on other streams, when you get into single barrel stuff, it comes from a single barrel. Now, that barrel is made out of wood, came from a tree, possibly came from multiple trees, and the barrel is going to flavor the whiskey depending on what conditions the tree grew in, what the soil was like, how many dogs peed on it, how many thunderstorms struck it. There's so many different variables that go into making that barrel, and then the whiskey pulls all of those flavors into it. So, as I've mentioned before, I got I'm having trouble with the mirror image. So my first 2 bottles of Blanton's I got at Buffalo Trace. The first one I cracked it open, and it was the most amazing thing I'd ever tasted. I couldn't believe how good it was, and I figured, great, I have 2. So I kind of drank through the first one fast. I shared it with friends. I poured it maybe more often than I should have. And then I popped open the second bottle after the first one was gone, and the second bottle came from a different barrel and didn't enjoy it as well. So this will be the third one. We'll try this tonight. I've got a partial bottle, that second bottle. I've got a partial there, but because of the fact that it's single barrel, we're going to bust that open and just see what it's like. See if it's better than that one. Maybe I should even sample them both tonight. That puts me at 4 pours, though. If I make them small pours, I can do that. Always drink responsibly, kids. Alright, so I'm not going to do the Jack. I'm going to wait on the Jack until I can check if my first one is batch 1 or if the first one is also batch 2. And then if the first one's batch 1, we'll do a side-to-side comparison. So we'll start with this silly Stillhouse. America's Finest, Black Bourbon. A masterful blend of corn, rye, barley, and limestone water. Barreled in charred new American oak, charcoal filtered, rested, and mellowed in roasted small batch coffee beans. Oh, that sounds interesting. Giving a uniquely complex balance and a smooth finish. This is 80 proof. This is produced and bottled in Tennessee. Now, usually Kentucky's the one that claims they have the lime water, but maybe Tennessee has lime water also. Limestone water, not lime water. Lime water seems like that would kill you, unless it's like lime's like the fruit. Anyway, or lime. Lyme disease. I'm getting confused. Don't worry about it. It's late. I haven't even drank anything yet. Stillhouse was born to create a new standard for American classics. We elevated the craft of distilling to deliver superior taste and a remarkably smooth finish. We house our spirits in 100% stainless steel, so they're ready for any adventure, able to reach the places that maps don't mention, because that's where amazing happens. Welcome to America's finest territory. Interesting. Please enjoy responsibly. Yes, always a good thing. All right, let's see what this thing's about. That's so funny. It's just like opening an old school can of paint thinner. But I will admit, that's a little more than I meant to. I will admit, not as satisfying as popping a cork. That's better. So I'll be honest, a little whiff of it I got off the case wasn't great. But that's alright. We got it in the Glencairn. Some people say you shouldn't agitate the alcohol. I don't agree. I think you agitate it. I think you roll that puppy. You coat that glass. Oh, okay. It's a lot better now than the whiff that I thought I got off of the can. So, it's got just a, so maybe I shouldn't have been talking about paint thinners and stuff. So the main smell I'm getting is just what I would call a bourbon smell. It smells like bourbon, I'm not getting any particular notes, but it almost does have like a sharp chemical alcohol smell, almost like I would get from a bottle of paint thinner. But it smells much better than a bottle of paint thinner, but I'm not too enthusiastic about what I'm about to do. Okay, at 80 proof, it's very alcohol forward. I feel like this is going to need to be a mixer to make cocktails out of or something. Not thrilled with this as a neat drink, but we can definitely try putting it into an old-fashioned or something and see how that goes. But it's a surprisingly hard drink at 80 proof. Yeah, I'm getting like no flavors. It smells like bourbon and paint thinner, and it tastes like denatured alcohol. Not that I've ever tried that. I've never tried that. I believe that's dangerous for you. So I've never tried that. Don't ever try that, kids. Don't be drinking paint thinner. Don't be drinking denatured alcohol. Don't be drinking if you're under 21. Unless your parents give it to you, and you got to check the local state laws. And then you got to talk to your parents about it. Yeah, that's kind of rough. So, glad I bought it. I'm pretty sure it was cheap. I have to go back and check my receipts. I really need to do better about recording the prices that I pay and where I pay those prices, because I'm sure that'll help other people in their whiskey hunting. But yeah, that's pretty rough. Quite honestly, I don't even want to finish this. Amy Kish, hello and good night. Thanks for hanging in. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna let this sit over here. Maybe it'll open up. Maybe some flavors will show up. If they don't, we'll try adding just a touch of water in it. Sometimes water will release things, but we won't worry about that for now. All right. Blanton's or Jack Daniels? Stephen Noon in a car, but dropping a thumbs up. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Just doing a silly hangout. Nothing big. All right, single barrel rye. So, Tennessee rye whiskey. Lynchburg, Tennessee, master distilled. Well, the main guy at every distillery is a master distillery, so I guess everything's master distilled. 47% alcohol by volume, so that's 94 proof. Single barrel rye. Do they got any more information on here? Our single barrel Tennessee rye whiskey draws complex flavors of ripe. You know what? I'm not going to read the tasting notes. I prefer to go in and see what it is, and we'll read it afterwards. Come on. I trimmed my nails, so I don't got anything good to break this plastic with. Stephen New, drive safe. There's crazy people out there. The ride back from Detroit wasn't bad. In Detroit area, just because I don't live there, like some of the roads were roads and exits and street lights, intersections. It was a little weird, but like I say, that's just because I don't live there. All right, so now I've got the cork off, but some of the plastic's still on there. But once I got on the freeways, you know, it wasn't a problem. All right, where's the knife? Yay, didn't cut myself. All right, so this is the Jack Daniel Rye Whiskey single barrel. I've heard good things about it, but ever since my Blanton experience, well, it's not terrible. Okay. I'm just slightly leery of single barrel. Yeah, we'll read what they say the tasting note should be after. This was neat. I'll do a review later with this one. So a friend of mine, you know how we can be suggested. Hey there, Chair. Thanks. You have a good night too. I gotta get to sleep eventually. What time is it? 11:11. It's one of my favorite times of day. The only thing better is 12:34. But anyway, so a friend of mine noted that all Jack Daniel's products have a cola note, like almost like the cola syrup. So like Coca-Cola before you add the carbonated water. And ever since then, the only thing I smell is carbonated water. Or no, not carbonated water, the cola. I smell the cola. So let's see. Okay, I got the cola, but it's spicy, so I'm gonna call it Dr. Pepper. So it's like a Dr. Pepper syrup on the nose. So that's fun. So the rye adds that neat little note, gives us a little bit of pepper smell. That's fun. That's got a good hug at the end, too. I can't articulate it yet. Let me think on it for a minute. Second sniff. Still smelling cola. But like I said, it's like spicy cola, so I'm calling it Dr. Pepper. That hasn't changed. Let's roll it. Let's intensify the flavors. Intensify! Okay, that's funny. Dr. Pepper. So it's got, on the palate, it's got pepper as well, like a black pepper. But it's sweet. Now, the Jack Daniel's 10, I get cola on the nose, but on this Jack Daniel's 10, I get a sweet note and a nutty note that to me tastes like banana nut bread. It's wonderful. So it's not the same sweet note that I'm getting on my palate. I don't know. Also, I'm just going to call it sweet for now. Like sweet. It's something sweet and mixed with black pepper. It's good, but it's not fabulous. But I'm wondering if this... So I'm going to... I think I had a video on an infinity. So I've got an infinity barrel at the shop. I've got an infinity bottle at the shop, and I got one here. If you don't know what that is, check out the shorts. I describe what the infinity is, and probably on some live streams too, but you'd have to look through hours of stuff to find it. Maybe I'll repost something new. But where's it going with the story? Oh, but I did an infinity flask also, and I only did rye whiskeys. I think I had 5 different rye whiskeys in there, and the way they blended together, it tasted like it had a maple note, it had a butter note, and it had a bread note. And so when I drank it, it tasted like I was drinking alcoholic waffles. So I'm going to do a big batch of that. So all I have is all I had was my little flask, and I've added some of the same rye whiskeys to it, and to keep that thing going, and it continues to taste like alcoholic waffles to me. So I'm planning on doing a big batch of it, and then making some 375 milliliter bottles, slapping a label on it that Amy, who was here, who said goodnight, she made me a label that I love. So I'm eventually going to have a small Izzo's Place blended rye that I'm just going to make. I'll give it out to friends. Maybe I'll give some as prizes to viewers, but I'm going to have to check on the legality of that and how to ship. And if you do win, you're going to have to send me a scan of your driver's license so I know you're not underage. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that's something I'm planning to do. I'm hoping to do that in August. Yeah, it's good, but it's not fabulous. It's $70. I probably wouldn't bother with this again. But the only thing is, it's single barrel. So if I get another one, maybe the barrel would taste better to me. So let's say what they say. Whiskey draws complex flavors of ripe fruit. I don't really get fruit. Mingled with light toasted oak notes, creating a taste rich with spice and a pleasant lingering finish. Well, the pleasant lingering finish tasted like a Kentucky hug to me, so kind of grabbed my esophagus and wrestled it down a little bit, which is not a bad thing. I didn't get ripe fruit. But you know how susceptible I can be to suggestions, so let's see. It's still Dr. Pepper to me on the nose. So I can kind of in my mind turn that sweet taste into banana, which seems to be a theme with me with the Jack Daniels. So I kind of have like a banana, lightly banana, just a hint of sweetness, and the black pepper, which is the spice to me. So I could see it. So they're not wrong. I didn't really have a name for that sweet note that I was getting, so may as well go with banana, because it is very close to banana to me. That's so funny, considering how my review started out. Do I sound like I know what I'm talking about now? I am pretending to know what I'm talking about. All right, we're going to do it. We're going to bust open the Blantons. So to open the Blantons, it's got a wax seal around the edge here. It's got our horsey. Nay! So it's got the 2 little tabs here. So you yank those to break through the wax. So that's all that looks like. When we were at Maker's Mark, Izzo's wife dipped her own bottle of Maker's Mark. I don't know if we've ever opened it. I should go look at it. It's Maker's Mark 101, so it's like a step up from the normal. But if you watched my blind review, I actually liked the regular Maker's Mark over the 101. Okay, so let's see if I have a barrel that is fabulous or not. You know what? I'm going to get a sip of water to kind of clear my palate. And I'll also get my other corks and show you the corks. Let's see. Let's get some water. Okay, Mr. Blantons. Let's see what this bottle is. Let's see what bottle it is, anyway. Or what barrel it's from. Okay. This bourbon whiskey, dumped on 1/3/23, stored in Warehouse H, I'm going to have to check. Warehouse aged, that might be also where they do Weller. I'll have to check. Individually selected, filtered, and bottled by hand at 93 proof, so we got the proof, from barrel number 293 on Rick number 33. We believe this to be the finest bottle of whiskey ever produced, affording you extra flavor, bouquet, and character. Blanton Distilling Company, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. I've heard that these are usually 6 years old. It's even got a bottle number, it looks like. Each bottle is recorded with the master registrar at Blanton Distilling Company. This registered bottle is 207. Bottled and distilled and bottled by Blanton Distilling Company, Frankfort, Kentucky. And of course, that's the company label, but Buffalo Trace owns them. Or actually, Sazerac Rye owns them. All right, let's see what this thing's doing. It's got a very nice flavor on the nose. I can almost... Are these wheated? I think Blanton's is wheated. I can almost get a wheat note in there. But I'm getting wheat, caramel, and cherry. So that's got a nice smell. Let's see what the taste is like. Okay, it's good. I think it's better than my current bottle. On a live stream, we tried the Ruins bottle of Blanton's. So, of the 4 bottles of Blanton's that I've tried, I also tried one in Texas at a bar, just a sip of one, and that one didn't wow me either. But so, of the 4 bottles that I've held in my hand, we'll say, 3 of them I've owned, one of them was the Ruins. I would say that my first one was the best. To me, the Ruins was the next best. This one's third. And then my other partially drank one is still in last place. This is much better than that one. Like that one there, I'd almost rather drink a regular Buffalo Trace, or I'd rather drink an Eagle Rare than that bottle. This one will go a little slower. Because it's nice enough, share it with friends and family. Share it with Devin at the shop. Share it with Izzo's boys. This one is much better than my current open one. Yeah, that's awesome. So on the palate, let me get back in there for one more sip. So the wheat that I smelled kind of came through into the palate. So I can almost taste the grain, the wheated grain. Or I'm going to have to check if Blanton's is a wheated bourbon. Maybe I'm tasting some other grain, but it's definitely like a grain taste in there. And then like with a vanilla mix, kind of laced in there. So that's what I'm getting on the palate. So not getting those. So the caramel and the cherries didn't come over into the palate for me. It's more of a wheated vanilla. And seems to have a good long finish. Tab Crow, hiya. It's been too long, Tab Crow. It's good to see you. I know, after weeks, I finally answered your Instagram text. I need to get on Instagram more often. I should post there too. I wonder if I can go live on Instagram. I could do both. Yeah, we're gonna try that. Monday night, I think I have 2 overlapping Zoom meetings that I need to attend. So I'll have to pick one and do that. So I probably won't have a live stream Monday night, but I'll make sure next Friday we have another live stream at the shop. Recap the week, recap how the month's gone. The June's gone. Recap how June went, if at all possible. What time is it? Okay, 11:30. I should go to bed soon. So there's a pepper note in there too. So I was getting some wheat here. Let's see if I'm let's see if I'm a silly boy or not. Hello Google. Is Blanton's a wheated bourbon? Oh, okay. Blanton's and Weller use different mash bills. Interesting. So Weller is a special reserve. Oh, so Blanton's is high rye. So whatever. I'm training it. I am getting better. So whatever grain I'm tasting in there, and it's probably the rye then. So it wasn't wheat that I was tasting, because Blanton's is not a wheated bourbon. So that's good to know. So the Weller Special Reserve, also the Pappy Van Winkle, because they're made with the same mash bill. They're both wheated bourbons then. Okay, so I was wrong. So whatever grain I was tasting, but the rye to me is always spicy. So maybe. So what else is in? So we know there's corn in there. Didn't taste like corn, so maybe there's barley. Let's see what else we got in there. But I was tasting some sort of grain. So it's not. So it's a high rye. That's good to know. I should have paid more attention on the tour. Creamier and richer in taste. Weller is sweeter and smoother, but on the finish, they're both long-lasting and pleasant with warming notes. Yeah, they definitely have warming notes. 15% rye. Okay, so the mash bill for Blanton's is their mash bill 2. Now, of course, the companies, they keep that stuff proprietary. Is that what they call it? So it's undisclosed, but let's see. Well, it's got to have 51% corn. See, this is confusing. It just says mashed number 2. Come on, why aren't you explaining it? 15% rye and it's mash. What else is in it, though? So they say it has flavors, bourbon, duh. They say butterscotch, rye, spice, and vanilla. So I definitely got the vanilla. Uh-oh. Training the palate and the lingo, too. And the lingo. I am growing. All right, so I didn't get any butterscotch, wheat doesn't taste like butterscotch, so it wasn't the butterscotch. So they say scent of caramel, I got that. Oak, old leather, and vanilla. I didn't get the vanilla on the nose. And the palate, flavors of baking spice. Yeah, it's spicy. Creamy vanilla. I got the vanilla. Honey and oak. Finish, long hints of brown sugar, caramel, and honey. So on the finish, so I'm not refined enough where I don't get the finish. I don't get the individual tastes in the finish. For me, the finish is, I describe them as smooth, warm, hot, and spicy. Like, I've got 4 notes for finishes, and that just, is how it feels as it's going down for me. All right, so the Blanton, so the Blanton seems like it's the same mash bill as the E.H. Taylor, which I haven't scored a bottle of that. I've tried it at a bar, though, and the Eagle Rare, and I do enjoy the Eagle Rare. Okay, so it replaces... Okay, so there, we can go back, we can deduce what's in it. So the Weller Special Reserve replaces rye with wheat in its mash bill. So let's go back up to this chart that I saw. And in the mash bill, so it's undisclosed, but this is the rumor. So it's 70%, so this would be the Weller Special Reserve. They say it's 70% corn, 16% wheat. So that makes sense, because if they're replacing the rye with the wheat, then... So the Blanton's is probably also 70% corn, 14% malted barley, and then 15% rye. So who knows? Maybe the grain I tasted was barley. I don't know what barley is. Now I saw another one of the YouTube channels, bourbon channels that I follow. They did a show where they. Oops, I missed a chat. Philip Meiser. Oh, cool. It is good stuff, but it varies. It varies. I'm curious what bottles or barrel. I'm curious what barrel hers came from. This one was barrel. I can't remember. 293 from January of this year. So the one that I'm chasing, if anyone ever sees a Blanton's bottled in November of 22, or was it October? October of 22 from barrel 2888, I would pay some serious money for that bottle. So if you come across it, I'm a sucker for that bottle. Anyway, but yeah, they're all different. This one is third favorite of the 4 bottles that I've tried. What was I talking about? I don't remember what I was talking about. I saw a chat and got distracted. I'm so distractible. This is just like a squirrel runs past. Who knows? I don't know what I was talking about. All right, let's see how our paint thinner's doing. PSA, it's not paint thinner. Do not drink paint thinner. Oh, leaving it open for a bit helped. I got the coffee note because they filtered it or let it age with coffee beans. It smells so much better. That's crazy. All right, let's see if it tastes any better. It smells much better. It tastes marginally better. That's wild. That's funny. So I've been thinking about this. I am gonna do, and I don't know how quickly I'll get this done. Probably not this month. This will probably be in August again. So by August 1st, barrel 109 from 822. Okay, cool. Hers is older than mine. Just barely. Cool. And if she likes it, that's good. I should clean out a paint thinner can and turn it into an infinity bottle. That's crazy. So just sitting here for 10, 12 minutes, I actually got the coffee note that it's supposed to have instead of just paint thinner. I mean, there's still paint thinner in here, but it's like coffee infused paint thinner. So anyway, so I had an idea for a blind challenge. What I want to do. So some people talk about like the neck pour of a bottle tasting different than the rest of the bottle because once you've drank down the neck, air can get to the whiskey and it oxidizes it, and it's supposed to change the flavor a bit, and that can even be an adverse reaction. Sometimes when if you've got a special bottle of whiskey, I've seen guys pour it from the bottle it came in into a smaller bottle, so that way it cuts down on the oxidation after a certain point. So I don't know how picky. Oh, that's right. We were going to try a little water in this too to see if that helped it out as well. But anyway, what I want to do is I want to take 3 bottles of regular Buffalo Trace, and one of them we're going to leave it sealed. So that way we can see what the neck pour tastes like. But we're going to compare it to... Let's put a couple of drops in. So we'll leave one sealed. So that one will be like the neck pour. And then one I'll drink a little bit of it so that way the neck pour is gone. But then I'll cap it again and we'll see how that one tastes. And then I was seriously considering like getting a pan and pouring an entire bottle of Buffalo Trace into it, putting a mesh over it so that way no bugs can get at it, and letting that one sit. Gonna randomly say 3 days. Like let it sit 3 days and then pour it back into its bottle. And then try the 3 pours and see if I could taste a difference between the 3 pours. So that's that again. Like all these crazy plans will probably happen in August because right now I'm a little too busy and I'm waiting for I'm waiting for my showroom cabinets to show up, and I'm hoping by August 1st to have the showroom in such a way that I might actually be able to do some like classy videos while I'm guzzling down whiskey. Okay, adding the water. Honestly, the coffee note has disappeared, so I don't know what's up with that. And tastes or smells again like paint thinner. So let's see what it tastes like. And didn't really change anything on the palate. So I was sometimes the water will cut the proof, which the proof is not the problem with this stuff. So for Phil, since he's here a little later than everyone else, so I bought this just for fun, just because it looks like a can of paint thinner. And I found it in Michigan, and it's, let's see, what did it say about coffee beans? Mellowed and roasted small batch coffee beans. So should have a coffee taste, but it's leaning more towards paint thinner than anything else. But yeah, we had it sitting out for a bit, and that brought out the coffee nose, but it has done nothing for the palate. And the water hasn't really helped either. So, who knows? Alright, that's all I'm drinking tonight. I should probably go to bed, but I want to thank you for viewing and hanging out for a little bit and for chatting a little bit. I just got back from Detroit and not ready for bed, and Izzo's wife is not here. She's out of town for work, so there you go. Phil Miser, I'll see you. Oh, no, I won't see you in the morning. You'll see me, though. Okay, cool. Tab Crow, it's wonderful to have you here. Stephen Noon, if you're still driving, I hope you're being safe, and I hope you're getting where you're going. Amy Kish and J.A.K., they went to bed, so thank you for watching anyway. Awesome. Ooh, Wemcal is here. How's it going? Yeah, sorry, Wemcal, we're shutting it down now. I was just kind of doing a real chill hangout, but super glad to have you here. I need to catch up on I need to catch up on a lot of videos. I know you have at least one video I haven't seen. I think the ribs. I gotta watch the baby back ribs. Thanks, Steven. Thanks a lot. I hope you're home safe or getting home safe soon. But yeah, I gotta catch up on some of the videos. I'm a couple days behind in videos because I was pretty busy the last few days. But Wemcal has some very interesting videos if you go check out his channel. He does some cooking, he does some milkshakes, he does some Slurpees, he does landscaping, he tests cutting tools, cutting blades, and sawzalls. It's good stuff. And more. And I'll give a shout out to Pete Carney, since I'm wearing his shirt. So Adventures by Carney. Always a fun time over there on Adventures by Carney. Awesome. Good night, everyone. It's not quite tomorrow. So be safe. Get to bed if it's time to go to bed. And catch you later at Izzo's place. Probably no live stream Monday. I'll try to get some of my woodworking videos edited. There should be another countertop video coming out by Monday. And oh yeah, definitely. And you're very welcome. And yeah, for my four watchers, I'll advertise for you all the day. But should be another how-to countertop video, which has got the next step in making countertops if you want to put a radius corner on. So that'll be coming out later in the week, and then I have to build another countertop, and I'll video that, and that's got another step, and then I already have a video set up, but it's the fanciest of the videos, so we need to wait to the end to post that. So some good woodworking stuff coming up. There will be a Thirsty Thursday on Thursday as usual, and we'll probably do a live stream on Friday. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being a subscriber if you are. If you aren't, please think about subscribing. That'd be fun. And awesome. I'll see you later on Izzo's place.